Good morning, students. Yesterday we have left with the second exercise of your manual. So, today we will be starting from the questions which are left from the second exercise. Without wasting time, I am just coming to that. And I think from the last class, if you have any query, you can put on the chat box itself. Okay. So we can take up them one by one. So today we will be dealing with the rest of the questions of diagrammatic presentation of data. So yesterday we have completed the first question, that is of simple bar diagram. I have told you about that how to make it also. Then we have completed with the multiple bar diagram, and then we were moving on to subdivided bar diagram. And at that time, because instead of bar diagram, I have made this multiple bar diagram. So I told you that tomorrow we will be taking this up. So we will be taking up from the subdivided bar diagram today. That is the question number 3 of your practical 2. Okay. So let us start from that. So this first question we have already covered. This second question also we have covered already. Okay, with you. Then this was the question we were taking up at that time. And in this question, there are this I have for practice question I have changed a little bit. Okay, and in this species cattle, buffalo, sheep and goat are there. So what I did is I just changed these numbers actually. Okay, and in case of subdivided bar diagram, you can see from here that I have changed the figures. So when you will be doing in your practical notebook, so you have to do it from the figures which are given in your practical manual. Okay. So now let us take up this subdivided bar diagram today. Okay. So basically this is the uh, practical number 2, and we are doing the practice question 3. Okay. And this is an example of subdivided bar diagram. So, in this subdivided bar diagram, the basic difference we have already covered in the theory, that in multiple bar diagram, the bars of different variables have been shown side by side. Whereas in subdivided bar diagram, they are stacked one over the other. Okay. So as in this question, I will be starting. Okay. So it has been given. So let it be species. Okay. So how many species are there? There is cattle is there. Then buffalo, buffalo, sheep, and goat. Okay. Then we will be having this for year 2015 and 16. Okay. Then 2016-17. But I will be making a bar diagram of only 1 year. So rest of the year you can very well make. Okay. So in 2015-16 we have been given that there were at a farm, say for example, there were about 78 cattle are there, 123 buffaloes were there, then 221 these sheep were there, and 391 goats were there. Okay, so sorry, I have written this is not the uh, data. Data is like 78 cattle, 48 buffaloes, 98 sheep, and 170 goats. Okay, So when we will be making a bar diagram, so what we have to do is we have to count the cumulative frequency. Okay, that is from this data we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. And what is the cumulative frequency for this? This will be 78. Then 78 plus 48 is 78 plus, sorry, this is 45, not 48. So 78 plus 45 is 123. Okay, then 123 plus 98 is 221, and then 221 plus 170 comes out to be 390. Okay, so in subdivided bar diagram, our first bar will go up to the 78, then it will go up to the 123, then it will go up to 221, and then 390. So what we can see from here is that our lowermost is 78, but of course we have to start from 0, and then we have to go up to 400. Okay. So what we can do is that we can now make a diagram now. I'm just going above, and for that I have told you that there will be one y-axis, and say for example I am making a y-axis from here. Okay, so say for example I take this one. So if it is 0, and at least I make it around 50, 50, 100, 150, 100, then comes here 250, 300, 350, and 400, and then make a y-axis line. Okay. So these are the gradations for your this number of animals, that is 0, 50, 150, 200, 3, then 300, sorry, 0, 50, 100. So after 50 will be 100, then comes 150, 200, then 300, 350, and it comes out to be 4. Okay. So the values you can see from here is that we will start from 78, then go up to 123, then 221, and then 390. Okay. So this 78 will be, this will be somewhere 75. So it will be near somewhere here, 78. Okay. So first mark will be 78. And when we will be going up to this 123, so the difference of 45 will be signifying the uh, value of the buffaloes. Okay. So let me make a x-axis now. Okay. Let it be your this x-axis, and on x-axis this will be your first mark of, say for example, I take it from here, your first, your first mark of 78. Okay, then next mark should be on the 123. So 123 will be this will be somewhere 125. So below this. So next your mark will be at 123. Then comes your 221. So it will again be somewhere here. Okay. So it will come out to be 1. Okay. Then comes your P91. So P91 will be somewhere here. Okay. So from here. Here. Okay. Now we will join these. So this constitutes your subdivided bar diagram, and we will shade them differently. So this will be let it be parallel lines. Okay. Now let it be with horizontal lines so that we can differentiate from one another. Then it can be slanted lines. Okay. Then it will be slanted in another direction. Right. So the different values are, this is, this represents 78, this represents 45, this represents 98, and this represents 170. Okay. And you have to make these legends also for them, that is uh, box like this. If these are parallel lines, it means these are cattle. Okay. Then if there are horizontal lines, then this means buffalo. Then if these are slanted lines, okay. So for slanted lines, it is uh, slanted lines. It is sheep, and for this type of slanted lines, it is goat. Okay. So this shows that I have made one this bar diagram, one bar diagram. So similarly, you can make the different bar diagrams for the different years. Okay, and this represents for the 2015 and 16. Okay, so similarly, other bar diagrams can be made. Okay. So we have made for this 2015 and 16. So this is how a multiple bar diagram is made. Okay. So now coming to the next question of your this practical manual, and it is based on the two-dimensional diagrams. So in this two-dimensional diagram, there are different districts has been shown, and in this districts data has been given that in Meerut there the cattle population is around 225. Okay. Then in your Saharanpur, the cattle population is 10,000. In Ghaziabad, cattle population comes out to be 4,000. And in Aligarh, the cattle population is 8,100. Okay. So there is a little bit of correction is there. that in this uh, Ghaziabad, in Ghaziabad, the correction is there in question number 4. In Ghaziabad, the cattle population instead of 4,000, you make it 40,000. Okay. Otherwise, calculations will be little bit difficult. So, what I did is here is that in next question you can see that how to make this. So, in particularly in 2D type of or two-dimensional diagrams, instead of length of the bar, okay, here we are concerned with the area of the structure. Okay, it can be a rectangle or a square, or it can be a circle. Okay, so accordingly, what we do that that to correct it here, it is square. Okay, so what we are doing is that this is 22,500 value is there. So what we have done is that we have taken, let this is the square, okay, and if this area has to represent 22,500, then if A is the side of this square, then we can say that A square is equal to 22,500. So A will be equal to square root of 22,500, which is equivalent to 250. Now, so if I am going to plot this particular square, okay, so my one side should be equivalent to 250. So instead of this not 250, it is 150, sorry, 15, because 15 into 15 is 225. Okay, so 150. So if I am going to plot this square, so it has to be, the side of the square should be equivalent to 150. Now I have to take some scale. So why I am taking scale? If I will take 150 centimeter or 150 inches, so it will be very difficult to accommodate this structure on the paper. So what we will do, that we will make a scale of 1 is to 100. So we can divide this value by 100 and it will become 1.5. So 1.5 centimeter or 1.5 inch will constitute the one side of the rectangle. Okay. So how you can achieve this thing? So simple, you have to make a graph. Okay. You have to make a graph. So in this particular graph, okay, I will be taking up on a new page. So let it be your, one will be your x-axis, y-axis, and one will be your x-axis. Okay, and we can start from somewhere that if this is 0, okay, and we can have gradations over this, that 1 centimeter gradations are there. Okay, and this one gradation means into 100. Okay, so if I start this square, and on the same side on the x-axis also, you can start from here, you can make the gradations like 1, 2, 3, 5. Now, because these are not absolute values, you can make all these from any reference value. Okay, you can take from, say for example, here I will be making my squares from this. Okay, so if I am starting from here, so what I have to do is, first one is 1.5. So it has to be 1.5 on this side, and 1.5 on this side. So this will be my first square. Okay, and this will be the cattle population in the mirror disk. Okay, similarly, if I will be making now another square for the Saharanpur, then it has to be 1 centimeter. So I can start from here so that I can compare. That is, from here, if I start, let the base be at the same place, okay, so that we can compare. So if I am going to make the cattle population in Saharanpur, then 1 centimeter like this and 1 centimeter above. Okay, so 1 centimeter above. Okay, and this is the cattle population in Saharanpur. So this shows that the area here represents the total population. That is, this is 1.5 into 100 is that is 150. So 150 into 150 is equal to 22500, and here it is 10,000. Okay, so this is how, and from these 2D diagrams you can very well compare in terms of area, because it is having the length as well as breadth greater than this one. If I take somewhere in Ghaziabad it is 40,000, then it will become 2 inches. Okay, so if I start from here, say for example, then this Ghaziabad graph will be something like this. Okay, so this will be Gazella. So you can now very well compare based on the area in 2D diagrams, that this one is greater than this is greater than this. So here, instead of on one side or taking into consideration only the length, we are also taking into consideration the width of the diagram. Okay, and this will be the population in this direction also and this direction. Okay, so this is how we show the 2D diagrams. Okay, if anybody is having any problem or would not understand that how we have made these, so you can write in your this chat box. Okay, so I will try to make you understand. Now comes your last question of this particular exercise, and that is the draw a pie diagram for the following data according to 2015-16 and 2017-18. Okay, so here I have taken this 2015 and 16, and I have changed the figures for practice, and you have to make from the practical notebook. Okay, So here it has been given that in cattle it is 78, buffalo 45, sheep 98, goat 167, and poultry 750. And we have to make a pie diagram out of it. So when we will be making a pie diagram, okay, so how to make a pie diagram? So first of all, we have to do a little bit of calculation in this. And what are those calculations? That in question we have been given with that species. Okay, we have buffalo, then we have sheep, goat, and we have poultry. Okay, values are 78, 70. Cattle is also here. Cattle 78. Then buffalo is your 45. Then comes your sheep is 98. Then goat is 167, and poultry is 750. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to find out the percent. Okay, and how you will find the percent? That is 78 into 100 divided by the total of this. And what is the total? 1138. So 1138. It will be equal to around 6.9. For this buffalo, it will come out to be 4%. Then comes 8.6. Then for goat, it comes 14.7. And for poultry, it comes out to be 65.9. Okay. Then what we have to do is we have to find out the degree. And for degree, what you have to do, whatever the value you got, you have to multiply it with 3.6. So it will be equivalent to, in degree we will not be going with points. So we will round off whatever we will be getting. So it will be 25. Then comes your 14. Then comes 31. Then comes your 53. And then comes your 237. So I will be quickly taking this up. So what we will be doing, we will be using a protector to draw a circle. So for pie diagram particularly, what we will be doing, that I will be making a circle. Okay, and we will just mark this center. Okay, okay. So now what we will be doing, from the center, okay, draw any one line to the periphery. Okay, once it is done, then you will be requiring your protector. Is D, so that you can calculate the degrees. Okay, so I have to put my D on this line, and then I have to mark, I have got 25 degree. So I have to mark on the 25. So here it is coming to be 25. And then what we have to do, that we have to join this point with this point up to the periphery. So this particular sector is 25 degree. Okay, this is 25 degree, and it is equivalent to 78 cattle, which is equal to 6.9%. Okay, now this is your second reference line. Now from here you have to calculate the 14 degree. So now you have to put your d like this. Okay, and then you have to mark it on the 14 degree, and then you have to connect this line with the center of the circle. So it will be 14, and this will be the your buffalo, which is equivalent to 4%. 4%. Okay. Then from this you have to mark 31 degree. From here, then you have to mark the 31 degree, and you have to connect these lines. So this will be your 30. Sorry, this will be your 8.6%. 8.6%. Okay, and then your 53 degrees. 53 degrees. So from here you have to connect this up to the center, and it will be constituting your 14.7% of goat, and rest is with the poultry. So if you will be calculating this, automatically it will come out to be 37. That is 180 is here, additional is here. So rest of the 65.9% is your old. Okay, and then you have to make the legends so that the things will be clear, that how much is your this cattles are there, then how much buffalo are there, sheep are there, goat there, and poultry. So accordingly, you have to make legends and mark them, so that it will be very well understood from the pie diagram itself that what is the percentage of which type of animal. So this completes your second diagrammatic presentation, second exercise. And if there are no questions, because I am not seeing anything on the chat box, so we will be completing this lecture here. And from the next class, whenever I will be getting time, because in your next class, Dr. Atul, I think will start from this measures of central tendency. So in between, I will be taking one class or two class, or either I will take the next practical class for your graphical presentation. We will let you know that who will take. So that will complete your presentation of data after completion of this graphical presentation of data. Okay. So thank you very much for joining us in the morning, and if you find any difficulty, so do let me know in the chat box. And I have communicated to one of your students in your class that in from the coming week, okay, up to graphical presentation of data, there can be any time we can conduct a surprise test, because that date will not be announced to you. Okay, so we can take in any class up to graphical presentation of data. So in this weekend, particularly in Sunday, okay, do read whatever we have done till now. Okay, practical will not be there. It will be a theory paper, and it will constitute either fill-ups, matchings, or your true false, or these MCQs. Okay, or either it can only be fill-up or only can be MCQs. Any out of these four types, any type can be asked. Okay, so thanks for being with us. This is all from today. Thank you very much.